Hello everyone, let's play some Detective Base, or Bass, Fish Over Water. Without further ado, let's begin. I don't know anything about this game, just that it's another detective game. I'm so excited. Love fish. Luxury is exclusive. Oh, Simon Chino, worthless businessman, boarded the ship for an important deal. Unfortunately for him, business is not going well. In a bone-chilly revelation, Mr. Chinook is found dismantled and dismembered into a culinary form. Distrust spreads upon the passengers who could have committed such a heinous act into Detective Base. That's me. With his experience and clever detective skills, he shall put an end to this mystery and put the one responsible behind bars. Oh, detective, the horror! Have you heard the news already? I have not. Captain Blobs. The intro went too fast. I may have heard a thing or two, but I'll need the whole story. Curse of death has beset the old ship. What do you mean, Captain? A murder. There's been a murder on my ship. Tell me everything. Where was the corpse found, for example? Oh, detective, it wasn't a corpse. It was a fillet. What do you mean? The witness said there was a gourmet fish meal on the floor. This is definitely something to look into. The victim was turned into a delicious meal, apparently. Should tell me something about a potential suspect. But who could have the culinary skills to pull something like this off? I could head to the restroom to investigate the dish. Who found the corpse? It was Miss Pufferfish. Who is she? She's a posh old lady. She said she'd be in the bedroom in case you needed her. Thanks. Is there anything I should need to know about her? She's nice enough. You better keep your distance when she's angry. Duly noted. Seems like it'd be a good idea to talk to Miss Pufferfish sooner rather than later. What can you tell me about the victim? After checking through my log of all the passengers, the only one missing is Solomon Chinook. Do you know anything about him I might need to know? He was an important businessman. He was also a good person. That's good. I'm afraid I can't tell you anything else, really. Thank you, Captain. May I take a look at that log of yours? Of course, it only displays basic information and has pictures of every passenger. Actually, you should take it, matey. I was thinking the same thing. It definitely could be useful. You grab the log, take the pictures and fashion them into your detective journal. Very crafty for a detective. Solomon was a really fine man. You should ask around. About what everyone thought of him, I mean. That's a good idea. I should ask people about Solomon. Thanks, Captain. Will do. Alrighty, let's leave. Thank you, Captain. I think I have everything I need. I'll be back if I have more questions. Go right ahead, matey. And please do solve this case. The passengers are getting restless. I'm on it, Captain. Alrighty, you can talk to guests by sitting close to them and pressing E. If you're close enough, a yellow exclamation mark indicator will appear. Alrighty. Your journal will count track of any relevant information you learn as you unravel the mystery. And you can ask specific questions to guests by clicking notes, items, or character portraits from your journal while standing close to them. Okay, well, we won't talk to the captain right now, but what we will do is we'll go to the bathroom. Now the bathroom looks like it would be this way. Well, actually, that makes this way. Oh, there we go. Map make no sense whatsoever. I walk from here to here. I guess that all the rooms in between are not necessarily connected. Anyway, I thought this was the bathroom and it is obviously not. Close my notebook. There we go. So there's nothing to investigate in here, it looks like. But it is interesting that there's a little room here. This also leads directly to the captain's quarters. Ah, there's a guy on a unicycle here. I'll talk to you later, my friends. I'm just looking for the bathroom. You wouldn't happen to know where the pisser is, would you? Ah. Okay, this is the bedroom. And is this Miss Pufferfish? Good evening, madame. Are you Miss Pufferfish? Indeed I am. And you are? My name is Detective Bass. Or Bass. Ah, I should have guessed by the passé coat and tacky magnifying glass. Pleased to meet you. Mm-hmm. Captain Blob said that you came to him with news about a fillet in the restroom. I guess I was going to the restroom to relieve myself when I stumbled upon a grilled salmon fillet dish. Gasp, how heinous? Heinous. It was seasoned to perfection and set upon a magnificent pile of rice. You know who the victim might have been. Are you accusing me of something? Typical of you spiteful lowlifes, blame it all on us poor wealthy folk. I'm not accusing you of anything, Miss Pufferfish. I just wanted to know if you had seen a salmon on this ship. Oh yes, Solomon Chinook, a lovely gentleman who helped me with my luggage. He must have been the victim. Did you notice anything that might be helpful for the investigation? It's interesting that his name is Chinook, isn't it? Like a chin in his... a hook in his chin? I barely stepped a foot in there before I realized what I saw. I was revolted and immediately left. But I do remember a quite pleasant smell of spices. Interesting. Anything else you can tell me about Solomon? No, but he seemed to be very close with that urchin lady, whatever her name was. Miss Orchinella? You know where I can find her. I've seen her in the library. Thank you, Miss Pufferfish. You've been very helpful. Introduced to everyone on board. Orchinella was close to the victim. I should talk to her. Okay. Well, can you tell me about him? Orchinella was Solomon. Detective? Yeah, can you... okay. I learned that about... Can you tell me about this person? Apparently not. Okay, well, that answered all my questions, I think. Let's get the map out of here. We've got the cook. He's my lead suspect for now. But again, I'm trying to find the bathroom. We're back in the lounge. Now, apparently Orchinella should be in here, but I've not seen it. Here's the bathroom where the murder happened. This salmon fillet, it has been seasoned and grilled to perfection. The rice has been delicately cooked, so tender, no mushiness at all. The salad was perfectly crafted by someone who knows their way around a kitchen. This really is the work of an abominable monster. Who could have the culinary skills to pull this off? Salmon dish added to inventory. We could ask the other guests about this. Well, we could ask the chef about it, I guess. There's also a weird... Oh no, the Mona Lisa is a fish. I was going to say it looks like there's a camera in there, but no. It makes more sense. Oh, and there's a pan. What have I stumbled upon? This could very well be the murder weapon. It definitely was used to cook him. Taking a closer look. Looks like this frying pan still has some hints of spices on it. And it smells like vinegar. Frying pan added to inventory. I'll need to ask around about this. I'll probably be smart to figure out who had access to spices and vinegar. Could ask guests about objects too by selecting them from my journal while being close to them. Looks like I got everything that I need from here. Okay. So we've finished investigating the bathroom now. Okay, and that leads directly to the captain's. So I'm figuring out more about where things are. So let's go back to the chef over here. Chef, I would like to talk to you first. Hello, Chef. My name is Detective Bearz. I don't care. Moving on. Awfully suspicious how the victim was cooked into a delicious dish, with you being the only chef on board. Oh, dumb theory. Do you have this dish? I should have it somewhere. Give me a second. I most certainly do, my good friend. Here, tell me about this dish. Definitely the work of a bad chef. Not enough cooking oil. There's not even any flies in it. Okay, so this person doesn't even cook well. Whoever did that isn't even near my level. Ask around, you'll see everyone thinks my cooking is the best. Looks like I'll need to find a way to prove that Chef Bearz didn't cook this. He thinks his cooking is the best, is it though? Okay, can you tell me about Orchinella? Why don't you bother someone else? Alright, well, at least I know how to actually talk to people now. Can you tell me about this frying pan? Would you happen to know about this frying pan? I know it's not mine. Really? How so? Look around at my frying pans. They're all stained and greasy. That's what gives my food its signature flavor. How off-putting. I see. Do you have any idea who might be its owner? No, I keep to myself here in the kitchen. I would still like to ask you a couple of questions. I can smell vinegar on this pan. Do you have any? That's what I want to know mostly. I asked for a large supply before we set sail. However, it's missing. And I do miss it. It's a secret ingredient for my flying pie. I'll look into it. Do you have any spices like the one in this pan? There should be some in the utility closet, supposedly. However, they've been missing since a while ago. This is all awfully convenient. I don't use them anyway. They mess up my fly pie. I'll look into it. Alrighty. But it looks like we can't, yeah, we can't, talk to him more. What else was I gonna say? I can't remember now. But Miss Orchinella is here, so let's have a chat with her. Hello, madame. Oh, detective, how disastrous. How I miss my wonderful Solomon. Looks like she knew Solomon pretty well. I should ask her about him. Can I ask you a couple of questions, Orchinella? Of course, detective. What do you do, Orchinella? I'm a model for a makeup company called Fish Scales. Find the right one for your right tone for your glittery scales. I see, thanks a lot. What can you tell me about this cruise? Well, I have never been on a cruise before, so I can't be too insightful. I was sent on this cruise as part of a marketing campaign. You know, hiding the brand's recognition by being here and using their products. I never knew I'd come to the ship to fall in love, and then to be heartbroken like this. I see, Orchinella. I'm sorry for your loss. You fell in love very quickly. Was you falling in love a ploy, perhaps, to get closer to the victim? And what can you tell me about the victim? Oh no, that's Bozo the Clown. We want the victim. Where is this victim? He's not in our people. Solomon, where are you? Where are you, Solomon? That's the chef. That's his guy. Miss Pufferfish? What can you tell me about the fact that you're close? Oh, well, Solomon was such a darling, handsome, charming, successful, and he knew how to treat a lady. Were you close with Solomon? Not really. We had just met while boarding the cruise. But then we became infatuated and spent every waking moment together. Must have been really difficult to hear the news. My condolences. Thank you, dear. I'll be okay. If you could be so kind, I'd like to ask you some questions. Being so close to Solomon, there's probably something Orchinella knows which might prove useful. I need to be very careful with my laws. Did Solomon share anything of note with you before he passed? Yeah, that's a really good way of asking that, Detective Bearz. Well, he shared his dreams with me. How he wanted to end world hunger, how he wanted to solve war, how he wanted to start a family and be the father he never had. That's lovely, Miss Orchinella. However, I need more relevant information to the case. At the very least, this paints a picture of the victim, does it not, Detective? I suppose it does. It does, and I'm sure Solomon's loss will be felt ocean-wide. Oh, Detective, what wonderful words. It's clear to me that you're a romantic too. Tell me, Orchinella, what was there in Solomon that made him worthy of your admiration? Oh, Detective, if only you could see inside my heart to see what wonderful things he made me see. The underwater meadows where the breezes of our laughter gently caress the kelp. Unstoppable currents which pushed us into the arms of each other. The bottomless trenches where we'd explore the depths of our love. I don't want to know about that, Orchinella. I know when I see it, Orchinella, you two were soulmates. Detective, the horror of missing my chance at true love. Worry not, Orchinella, for Solomon is looking on from fish heaven, and he wouldn't want you to miss out on love anyway. Detective, I feel it in my heart, you're right. Orchinella, I need you to be honest with me. Did Solomon share anything important with you? I need to know so that I may lay his soul to rest by solving this mystery. Oh, Detective, you mustn't have lingered on the question. Yes, he did mention the motive of his stay in this cruise. What was it, Orchinella? He was here to sign a deal for the sale of one of his companies. Do you know to whom he might be selling it to? I was so lost in his eyes that I didn't catch the name. No added under Orchinella. Ah, has a lead. Now to find out who knows about this contract. Signed a contract with somebody, but we don't know exactly whom. So it's probably for the best to have a chat with people about that. And we also want to chat about Mr. Grease's cooking. What do you think of Chef Grease's cooking? That disgusting toad. What is there to say? His food is garbage, plain and simple. What I would give for some algae or plankton? I haven't had any of those before. You're missing out, Detective. I would have loved to eat some with Solomon. Off, Janella looks off into the distance longingly. So it seems like he's maybe more making food for frogs, but you know, she's like an urchin. There we go. I kind of forgot what she was there for a moment. Who else have we got? A shark. Perhaps he looks businessy. Maybe he was signing a deal. Let's have a chat with him. Hello there. You seem quite nervous. Are you worried that you'll be caught or that you'll be next? Oh, me? I'm not nervous. It's just that if I start moving, I'll die. Sounds like superstition. Yeah, I think it's not true. It's surely not true, is it? That sharks, if they stop moving, they'll die? I think it's just an urban legend. You can believe what you will. Besides, it's doing wonders for my calves. I can believe it. Alright, well, can I talk to you about whether you were here to sign a contract? Hello, Mr. Shark. Hey! Would you happen to know anything about Solomon signing a business contract? Well, I assume he's done that a fair deal, being a business fish and all? I mean about him coming on this cruise to sign a contract. Nah, don't know anything about that. I feel like there's something fishy going on here. Yeah, it seems like he knows. Well, can you tell me about the chef's food while you're here? Would you agree that Chef Grease is a good chef? John Shark raises an eyebrow. That chef makes such terrible food, it makes me furious. What do you think his problem is? I know nothing about cooking. Is that so? I make more than enough money to have some personal chefs. I added under John Shark, he can't cook. We've got lots of people saying that the chef is a terrible cook. But let's chat with this dolphin lady while we're here. Yep. You must be the detective. Indeed, my name is Bearz. Detective Bearz. I was gonna say Bass again. Nice to meet you, monsieur. Did you happen to know the victim? Solomon Don. I mean, I've seen him around, but we never really talked with each other. I've seen him talking with John Shark, though. Do you think it's suspicious that he's been hiding in the pool room all day? Don't worry, I will interview everyone on the ship. Get on with it then. Actually, I'd like to ask you some questions. What do you do, Miss Delphina? If that's your real name. Ah, nice joke, monsieur. What do you mean? I'm the great Delphina. Hmm? You don't know who I am? No, sorry, I don't. How dare you? I'm the great Delphina, famous singer, actress, author. I'm a star, you cretin. Sorry, I'm not familiar with your work. They watch... what? Bass dramas. I don't engage much with pop culture. I mostly just stay at home and read crime novels. He's just like me for real. Get out of my sight! Alrighty, well, can you tell me about who's here to sign a contract with Solomon? Is it possible that you know? I can't help you with that, monsieur. Well, can you tell me about whether you think that Chef Bearz is a good cook? Delphina, would you agree that Chef Bearz is a great cook? Are you joking? That chef in this cruise is beyond terrible. Why do you think he's so terrible? You'd always know who you're cooking for. You might make the best dung pie, but it's worth nothing if you're not cooking for dung beetles. The crew should have hired a real chef. I agree. So yeah, he only does frog-based dishes. He doesn't cater for anyone else. That's actually a very good point. Of course, what else did you expect from moi? Ended on Delphina. So yeah, it seems like everyone thinks that he's a bad cook so far, but... Hello, General. What are you? You look like no animal I know. Sergeant War. It's Sergeant War. Oh, he's a man of war, a Portuguese man of war. Oh, my apologies, Sergeant. Not a problem, I'm off duty. In fact, you shouldn't even be calling me Sergeant. So can I call you War? No, actually, call me Sergeant. I miss my men already. Why are you here then? They sent me on this cruise as a reward for my acts of bravery during service. I would have preferred a promotion, but everything in due time. I see, I hope you're promoted soon. Surely a promotion is cheaper than a cruise. Thanks, lad. So what do you want to talk about? So what did you do in the army? Oh, you know, the usual. I led thousands of troops to victory. I brilliantly countered my enemy's moves. That's not a sergeant's job. I conquered land for the glory of ocean seas. Think about it, brings a tear to my eye. The sergeant is looking off into the distance, yearning. He fell kind of bad, interrupting his daydreaming. Sergeant? Sorry, lost in thought. Was there anything else you wanted to know? Yeah, what do you think of this cruise? You're a fan? To be completely honest, lad, I'm not a man of great luxuries. Would rather be down there in the Mariana Trenches with my fellow fish. Living in peace is so boring now. Maybe you could get a hobby. Like what? Like cooking. Well, I might be better than the cruises chef, that's for sure. Alrighty. Well, let's have a look. We'll get through this. And we'll think like replica submarine building. I think I prefer building the real thing, thank you though. Okay. So he thinks he can do a better job than Chef Bearz. So let's ask him about Chef Bearz quickly. Sergeant, would you say Chef Bearz is a good cook? Ah, that chef. He wouldn't even be good enough for battlefield rations. And that's taking into account that sometimes all we'd eat was dirt. Seasoned dirt at that. Wow, did you really eat dirt in the army? Only in the most dire of circumstances. But I prefer to eat that to the drivel that chef makes. I see, Sergeant. I'll be on the lookout for some dirt. Note added under Sergeant War. Okay, we've got lots of people saying he's a bad cook. What I wanted to ask Sergeant War about, though, is this. Would you know about Solomon? Would you happen to know anything about a business contract? Well, there's lots of those, lad. Between Solomon and somebody else. Not really. He signed contracts with lots of people. Are any of those people currently on the ship? Not that I know of, lad. Thanks for your help, Sergeant. Okay, so he doesn't know anything. Who have we got in... Oh yeah, this is where the dead body was. This leads to the captain's quarters. This leads to the lounge, where we can chat with Bozo, or the General, or the Dolphin. Okay, just getting my lay of the land. So let's talk to Bozo now. You mean Bozo? You must be Bozo. Yeah, the one and only. Is there anything you know that might help me find the murderer? Sorry, Bozo can't help detective with that. Heh. Bozo's been here in the ballroom all day, clowning around. Well, things anyway. Can I ask you a couple of questions? I don't know, can you? What do you do? Bozo's a clownfish. I could tell. Then why ask? I was hoping you'd say something suspicious. Bozo isn't suspicious. Bozo is a clownfish. Why are you on this cruise, Bozo? Bozo's here to entertain the passengers. Passengers like you? Bozo hopes so. Bozo tries his best. Can you tell me a joke? What do fish take to stay healthy? Vitamin C. Actually, pretty alright, to be honest. Not the worst I've ever heard. Yikes. Leave. Bye, Bozo. See you around. Actually, do you want to chat? Oh, that's everyone now. You want to chat with me about the fact that Chef Grace is a good cook? The cook? Yes, the cook. The smelly cook? Yes, the smelly cook. The smelly greasy cook? Yes, the smelly greasy cook. The smelly greasy slimy cook? Yes, the smelly greasy slimy cook. So, can you focus, please? His food is so bad that only flies want to eat it. Most of his food is made out of flies, actually. No added underbillows, though. Well, we can have a chat with the chef. I mean, not the chef, this guy. Next, Captain Blobs. And see what he thinks. No. I want to leave. I just want to leave. And have a chat with you about Chef Bozo. Oh, and I will also ask you if you know anything about the meeting. Captain, do you think Chef Grace is a good cook? Aye, he's the best matey. Only the finest cookery for the finest passengers. You can be honest with me. Captain Blobs raises an eyebrow. What do you mean, matey? You mean to tell me you actually like Chef Grace's food? Of course, it's so exotic. So luxurious. Why would have I hired him if I didn't like it? You don't like it? Well, there's a handful of fish who don't seem to enjoy it as much. Captain Blob starts sobbing uncontrollably. Nay, I can't believe I made my passengers uncomfortable. It's not that bad, Captain. Calm down. I promise you, matey. I picked them from a handful of elite chefs. I'm the very best for my passengers. Definitely take notice of this. Captain likes his chef's cooking somehow. He's the only one. So there's still nothing in this room to write home about. There's Miss Pufferfish. I was gonna say Miss Puff. Let's see if she likes the chef's food. I haven't asked her about the chef. So tell me about this. That chef, if you can even call him that, not only is he incredibly rude and off-putting, he can't cook to save his life. It's appalling that a cruise would even consider hiring the likes of him. All he knows is greasy, disgusting food that reeks of flies. So she does not. Can we tell you about? You're important enough to know about this handshake agreement that was given up. I'm afraid I can't help you. Okay, so she doesn't know either. I think it's Mr. So, not everyone can appreciate good food. Okay, well, what about Jose? So there are two people on this ship who have no taste. What of it? How about Miss Puff? A bunch of insolent blubbermouths, a lot of you. Right, what about Dolphin? She's know nothing about cooking. What about the shark? If I hear one more complaint... alrighty, I'll tell you that, Sergeant War. That's it! Chief Grace starts cooking furiously. Grease is flying everywhere, splashing against the walls and floor. Some manages to get in your eye. The disadvantages of having no eyelids. This is my finest dish. Take it to everyone and taste it yourself. I don't think there is a need to tire or anyone else of this atrocity. Dubious food added to inventory, unfortunately. There's no doubt in your mind that Chef Grease doesn't have the skills to pull off a slamming fillet like that. At least this might be helpful with the captain later. Well, at least I know you didn't do it, Chef Grease. You don't say! I want to apologize to you for suspecting me. Big deal, it should have been obvious from the start. Is there any way I can make it up to you? You could start by finding my vinegar. What about the spices? As I said, I don't use the spices. Spices might still be linked to this case. So find the vinegar. I will. Alrighty, we got some dubious food. Can I tell you about the Captain Blobs likes your food? Wasn't surprising to you? Oh, just kidding. I couldn't care less. What do you think? Yeah, he doesn't actually care. But can I tell you about the business agreement? Why didn't you bother someone else? Fine, I will. It's missing his vinegar and spices. Where did you see it last? Alright, well let's have a chat with the captain, see what he knows about the vinegar and spices. See if he has any idea where the hiding place might be. Excuse me, Captain. Afraid I can't help you with that. Well, can you tell me at least about this dubious food? That's one succulent meal. Can I have some, lady? I'm not sure. It might be useful later. Please, I'll owe you a big one if you let me have a bite. I'm sorry, Captain. I can't take any unnecessary risks if I want to solve this mystery. My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. Alrighty, well, fair enough. Can you tell me about this pan, though? Do you recognize it? A chef can probably tell you more about this. Actually, can't. Really? What about this salmon fillet? Oh, what a tragedy. Do you know if he had any enemies here? No, as far as I know, he got well with everybody here, especially Orchinella. Okay, so he knows that Orchinella go well as well. Can you tell me about this contract? Hello, Captain. Ahoy, matey. Do you happen to know anything about a business contract Solomon was here to sign? Nay, matey. As captain, I'm sworn to the privacy of my passengers. Well, Captain, this specific passenger won't mind if his secrets are out. You know, because he's Fillet right now. Aha! Like offer you some of Chef Grease world-class cuisine. Now we're talking, matey. In fact, I can smell the alluring scent of some delicious fry pie. You're right, Captain. I've got some here only for you. Here we are. That's one succulent meal. Can I have some, matey? I can give you some. If you're ready to share information about Solomon's business contract. You got it, matey. Hand it over. You hand over the disgusting dish. I'm amazed he likes this kind of stuff. He is a blobfish, though. Captain Blob starts munching down on it. You feel your stomach asking you to look away. But it's like a submarine crash. You just can't take your eyes off it. In about 15 seconds, the captain has eaten the whole thing. He licks his fingers in satisfaction. Truly only the finest cuisine for the finest passengers. Now, tell me what I would want to know. I'll talk. Solomon mentioned that he was here to see one of our guests, the fearsome John Shark. But other than that, he didn't mention anything else. Maybe it could have something to do with that. I hope I've been of service. You certainly have. Captain. You're welcome, and come back if you have any more delicious fly pie. There's no way you're ever carrying any more of that stuff. Your suit will reek for years. Better add it around Captain Blob's, but we're underwater. Surely our suit won't reek that much. Let's have a chat with good old Blobs. I mean John. See what he can tell me about the fact that you're here to meet John Shark. There's no denying it this time, John. Denying what? Denying your knowing about the contract Solomon was here to sign. I spoke to the captain, and he confirmed Solomon was here to meet with you. Oh, she got me. The little chum was here to sell me one of his companies. So what? That doesn't mean I did anything wrong, apart from lie to the authorities. He's right, knowing Solomon was here to meet with him isn't enough on its own. I need to get him to give me some more information. I need to hook him and break his cold stone demeanor. John Shark looks as stone cold as ever. What? Why would you deny meeting with Solomon? Yes. What company were you going to buy from him, friend? You know, business is best kept under wraps. Even when your associate turns up into a fillet. You never know what information will be useful to your competition. So it's best to keep everything confidential. You realize how suspicious this is, correct? How do you mean? You remember your conversation with John about the contract. I asked you about the business contract. You denied it. Why would you do that? It seems to me that you're trying to keep something hidden from me. The detective comes around, starts snooping around your business. A criminal would keep stone cold silence. Exactly as you did. Shark looks unnerved by your accusation. I'm no criminal. Watch it. We're putting the screws on him. John Shark is starting to look around nervously. What company are we gonna buy from him? Chinook Oil, an oil company he owns. What are we talking about here? Petrol or Omega-3? I see. Why did you want to buy it off him? That company is a competitor to my own company, Shark Oil. But it would have made me the sole provider of oil in all of ocean seas. Were you desperate enough to eliminate the competition to try more unsavory methods? What are you implying? You know what I'm implying. Sharks, they're carnivorous creatures, both in business and in elimination. What? Why purchase the company when you could just get rid of its owner? That's ridiculous. Someone else would have stepped up as CEO anyway. And they would have known that there was a target on their back too. Meaning they'd even offer you a better deal or done everything you said. John Shuttle is unnerved by your accusation. Good. There's some sweat forming on his brow. That's it, Shark. Tell me what you're hiding from me. For the first time, you can see an emotion other than pride form in John's face. Surprisingly, it's grief. I didn't kill him, I swear. I'll be the judge of that. Now talk. The business contract. It wasn't to purchase this company outright. I wanted to be co-owners. Purchase half of it, so that we could be buddies again. What? I know I act really tough, but deep down I miss my friend. Those days we worked together were the best days of my life. I know they're never coming back because he's gone. Really sorry about your loss. I think I'll need more from you before I can rule you out as a suspect. You can find the contract somewhere in my bed. Go get it. You'll see it exactly what I'm saying it says. Thank you, John. I'll look into it. This definitely wasn't a revelation you were hoping for. But it's a revelation nonetheless. Find John's contract in his bedroom. Find the vinegar and spices still. Do you want to tell me about the vinegar? Do you know anything about it, my good friend? Yeah, somebody else. Alright, well, do you know anyone who would know about it? Do you know anything about vinegar? I can't help you with that, Monsieur. Alright, what about you? You said you were into cooking. I know nothing about that, no? What about you, clown? Bozo, there's some missing ingredients in the kitchen. Do you know anything about that? Bozo, mate! Can you tell me about it? Bozo needs to juggle, hee hee. Mean old lady took Bozo's juggling permit. If I get your permit back, will you tell me what you know? Yes! Okay, I'll be right back. Mean old lady. That sounds like Miss Pufferfish. Do you want to tell me about you stealing the thing, Miss Pufferfish? Miss Pufferfish, this might be a silly question. Do you happen to have Bozo's juggling permit? What on sea are you talking about, detective? I think Bozo might have important information. But he won't tell me unless I get his juggling permit back. What a load of baloney. I took nothing from that clown. Well, he's a bit kookish, to be sure. Did you say anything to him that might have made him think you took his permit? Well, I was walking by and he bonked me on the head with one of those balls. So I puffed up and scolded him. Told him, be careful, clown, don't juggle around me. Maybe that's what he meant. This is another silly question. Would you agree to give him his permit back? Verbally, of course, between you and me. I can't believe I have to put up with this indignity. Yes, I agree. That's not good enough. Repeat after me. I, Miss Pufferfish. I, Miss Pufferfish. Hereby agree to return to Bozo. Hereby agree to return to Bozo. The juggle permit I took from him. The juggle permit I took from him. Thanks, Miss Pufferfish. I may be able to close this case thanks to you. I'm embarrassed to have done that. Please leave now. No. I'm going to take this vinegar. But why was this vinegar in John's bed? Doesn't matter. I'm still missing the spices. I'm sure a big breakthrough will happen as soon as I find those. Vinegar. Why was John had the vinegar? It's a contract. It states the terms of the purposes exactly as John described. I think this clears him of suspicion. I'm still going to ask him about the fact that he had the contract. I mean the vinegar. John, I have got your... Miss Pufferfish agreed to give you your permit back. Did the old lady give it back? Yes. Bozo extends his hand outward. It looks like he's miming something. Looks like he wants you to put the permit on his fin. You start miming. You open your trench coat's flap. You pull out a piece of paper, unfold it carefully, flat it a bit as is clearing it of dust, and you finally put it on Bozo's fin. There you go, good as new. Thanks, now Bozo can juggle again. Before you do, Bozo, we had a deal. Hey, yes, here goes! Bozo pulls out a glass jar and tosses it up in the air. You try to catch it before it breaks on the ground, but Bozo's faster than you. Too slow! He teases you for a minute straight until he finally puts it in your pocket. Spices have been added to inventory. I had an idea! I should be able to dust these for prints. That way I can know the same fish did all this. I should do it for the frying pan too. You can do it for pretty simply with any sort of powder, like makeup. I'll ask around about makeup to the ladies on the ship. Well, I know who might have makeup. The beauty person, the urchin. You'll have the makeup that I need for sure. Excuse me, miss, do you happen to have makeup? What am I specifically? About the frying pan? Oh, Janella, do you happen to have any makeup I can borrow? Yes, detective. I was so ready to make myself pretty for Solomon. I need to use your makeup to dust for some objects. Could I do that? Of course, detective. Anything to help. Janella dusts the frying pan's handle carefully. A set of fin prints is revealed. There's still more things to dust. And a nest or three: frying pan, spices, vinegar. The spices. Janella dusts the spices carefully. There seem to be a lot of prints on this one. Ooh, probably from Bozo. Yeah, I'd imagine. But on the cap is a different print because he was juggling with it. It matches the set on the frying pan. There's still more things to dust. Tell me about the vinegar, Janella. Janella dusts the vinegar bottle carefully. A set of fin prints is revealed. Matches the sets on the frying pan. Matches the ones on the spices. There's no doubt about it. The person who killed Solomon planned it. By giving the spices to Bozo and hiding the vinegar in Shark's bedroom, they tried to cover their tracks. Now all I need is a set of fish fin prints from the murderer. I have an idea. You rip out a piece of paper from the notebook. Pen and paper added to inventory. I'll trick them into writing something. Once they've used the pen, I can come back to Orchinella to dust it for prints. Let's see who's behind all of this. Excuse me, Ochinella, do you mind signing something? I need to get someone's prints in this first. Okay. Get prints to figure out who the killer is. Excuse me, Mr. Shark. Can I ask you about the vinegar? Why was it in your room? Ah, what is that smell? It's vinegar. Get away from me, it's burning my nose. Okay, so he definitely didn't put it in his own room. Actually, I found it in your bedroom. What? Who put it there? If my stuff smells like this, someone will be really sorry. Why does it bother you so much? Sharks have a very powerful nose. We can smell a bit of blood from a quarter mile away. So stuff like this makes me furious. Okay, I better leave then. Shark's reaction seems genuine. The vinegar doesn't seem to be his. Someone must have put it in his bedroom. Well, just to be safe, do you mind signing my paper, good friend? I'm ready to rule him out as suspect, no need to bother him any further. Wow. Do you mind signing this? It's widely known that dolphins used to feed on fish centuries ago. Kind of a reason why there's still some tensions when they're around. Could be that Delphina has returned to her ancestors' ways? Delphina, I'm such a huge fan of you. Monsieur, that's not surprising. Everybody is. Might seem like a bad time, what with the murder and such. But would you mind giving me your autograph? Oui, monsieur. An autograph is always on the table. Delphina grabs the pen and paper. To whom? Oh, just right, Detective Bearz. Too impersonal, monsieur. Here goes. Dolphin writes something on the paper and gives it back. To my favorite and tastiest detective, Delphina. This is just lovely, Delphina. Thank you so much. Why do you think I'm tasty, Delphina? Always a pleasure, bonsoir. Stay a fan. I need to go dust this prince with Ochinella right now. Yeah, let's go. See if she's the murderer. You did say I was tasty. This is rather suspicious. Excuse me. Ochinella, please dust this pen for me. Of course, detective. Aha, the prints match. There's no other possible conclusion. Delphina is the murderer. But why? I've got means, but not motive. Maybe it's time to search through her belongings in the bedroom. Alrighty, let's have a look at the bedroom. Where's the... right here. Right. There's a big newspaper on her dead bed. We didn't notice before. It's a newspaper clipping containing a story about how Delphina's books, 101 Recipes for Mammalians, was rejected by Solomon's publishing company, and it might have had fish in there. This is enough to get her behind bars. It's time to confront Delphina. Delphina, what are you not telling me right now? I've got you dead to rights, my good friend. Dead to rights. Anything else, bonsoir? Yeah, I want to talk to you about au revoir, Monsieur Bearz. I want to talk to you about this. I got you. What do you mean, Monsieur? Don't Monsieur me, you murderer. What's this about? I found out something very interesting. The murder weapon, this pan. You shoveled the frying pan to Delphina, enjoying herself. Was found near Solomon's body. It had hints of spices and it reeked of vinegar. At first, the spices and vinegar were missing, so I looked for them. I got the spices from Bozo, who you're trying to frame, and found the vinegar in your neat hiding spot, underneath John Stark's bed. You tried your best to cover your tracks, but you were no match for my detective skills. I dusted these items for prints, and of course, they all matched. Monsieur, that's a nice story, but you can't know that those are moi prints. I devised a plan. Your vanity was your downfall. I made you sign an autograph for me. You never even suspected what was happening. And when I dusted the pen you had just held, the finprints matched the other three. That still doesn't mean that I... Don't interrupt me. Fortunately, I also found a little newspaper clipping. In your bed. Mon doigt. It stated that Solomon's publishing company had rejected a book, 101 Recipes for Mammalians, by the Great Delphina. It must have driven you furious not getting what you wanted. It's over, Delphina. Now turn around and put your fins behind your back. Damn you, Detective Bass. The whole world was lucky that you were on this cruise. Otherwise, I would have gotten away with it. Maybe, Delphina, but I would have caught you the minute you left the cruise. Thanks to his stellar detective work, Detective Bass solved the case once again. The murderer Delphina will be behind bars for a long, long time. The end. Or is it? No, thank you so much for watching. Thank you to Patrick Calwick, That Worm, and Alejandro Lopez McCormick for making such a brilliant game. It was fantastic. Thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to press like, comment, or subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next one. See ya!